Got my little sweat rack, so you guys know I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm really, really grateful to be here today. This is a special, special day for me to make my first 1 Million Cups presentation. And something you guys don't know about me is that I graduated from the Fast Track program in Kansas City, which is a Kauffman Foundation program. So this is like really, really a big milestone for me to be here today. And I've been really excited for 2 weeks leading up to today. And I thought about putting together this just crazy a presentation. Do I do a sway? Do I do PowerPoint? And you know what I decided to do? To just be myself, you know, because I'm here for help. You know, a little bit about me, growing up was I was in a very toxic environment where I was abused and told you'll never amount to nothing. And I grew up believing that, you know. So my behavior all throughout life reflected the fact that I was never going to be nothing, you know, so I put out all kind of behavior, you know, and that behavior led me to the penitentiary, you know, and in the penitentiary, I did the only thing I could do, and that was write. I always been good at writing, and I ended up writing, beginning with a page that turned into a chapter from a nightmare I used to have, that I stole this car with a dead narcotic in the trunk and I did it, you know what I mean? So I'm writing this murder mystery, you know what I mean, based on a dream that I had that, you know, my cellie asked to read it, and he was like, Eric, this is amazing, you know, let me share it. And before I knew it, I began to get paid on the yard, letting guys read my books. Guys began to pay me to write for them, guys that didn't know how to read and write, to write letters, stuff like that. So writing became very important part of my life. It was kind of like saving me, you know what I mean? And by the time I got out, I had a full book. I had a book that people were telling me, this is gonna be a movie one day. So when I got out in Kansas City, some church members printed it up for me. I went to Walmart and bought the little 3-ring binder. I printed a cover page and glued it on there. And I got out downtown Kansas City and said, hey, my name is Eric Jones. I'm an up-and-coming best-selling author, and I got a book you're gonna love. And before I knew it, I was selling enough manuscripts from my backpack to take care of myself and my wife and my children. I began to find some self-worth. Writing was setting me free from addiction, free from that lie that I'd never amount to nothing, you know? And so certain business owners in the neighborhood that knew me as a menace couldn't believe the transformation that I made. And they began telling me things like, you need to do something to help these kids. You need to do something to help these kids. Man, I'm not qualified. You got the wrong guy. You know what I mean? I can't do it. And I was focused on me. I want to be a best-selling author. Well, the manuscript was turned down 9 times by publishing houses everywhere. I began to believe that old lie again that, man, maybe I'm really not going to amount to nothing. So I learned about self-publishing, and I began to self-publish. I went through a self-publisher, but something amazing was happening. I was outselling my publisher. You know, I was selling more books than the publisher, and the publisher was making all of the money. And this is during 2009, during the recession and stuff. So I got creative. I got in the studio, I recorded as an audio book, made CDs and got out in the hood and started selling CDs. Now things were really beginning to happen, you know, but then I'm still hearing, you need to do something to help these kids. You need to do something to help these kids. So one day at a red light, there's a young Crip on the corner selling gangster rap. My life is changing. I didn't want anything to do with gangster rap, but I wanted to support another artist. I wanted to plant some seeds, so to speak. So I said, okay, give me a copy. And then I asked a question that changed my life in South Kansas City that day. I said, did you write this? And he said, yeah, I did. I said, well, I'm a writer too. But we distribute different. And I picked up a copy of my book and I gave it to him. I said, this is how I distribute. I said, what? And a mentor told me this back. I said, what if I can show you how to become more marketable with your storytelling? Because you can't listen to this on the radio. You can't, people ain't gonna go in the store and buy this. What if I can show you something different? I said, man, get as many of your homies as you can and meet me at Swope Park, 3rd largest park in the United States. And man, I'm gonna show you something different. I remember driving away that day thinking, what did I just do? You know, what did I just do? Time is running short. I got to meet these guys. I did the only thing I knew how to do. I went to Family Dollar. I bought some paper and some pencils. I met them. It was the most toxic environment for a workshop that I ever had here. You know what I mean? Because when they pulled up with them choppers. They didn't, we talking about money. You know what I mean? So they want to know who I am, what's my, you know? So when they pulled up, man, I did something that has become the backbone of our program today. I got honest with them. I shared things about myself during the first 3 minutes. Nobody talked to them that way. Nobody talked to them about the pain that they've been through. You know what that did? I got them to trust me in 3 minutes. I do it all the time. I'll be in Fort Worth ISD on Thursday, tomorrow, which is another milestone, working with the worst of the kids. And in 3 minutes, I'll get them to trust me because I'm just going to be honest like what I'm being with you today, okay? So after that, I said, now I want to know your story. I need you guys to write for me. How many of you guys like writing? How many hands you think went up? None. I said, well, how many of you guys are willing to write to make some money? How many hands you think went up? All of them. So they wrote for me that day. And I learned something else, that when you make kids feel safe, it doesn't matter where the background they come from in life, they will tell you things they won't tell mom and dad or anybody. They wrote about divorce. They wrote about death. They wrote about being abused. You know what I mean? I had one, he big guy. He balled up his paper in the middle of the workshop and he said, I can't do this, Mr. Jones. I said, yes, you can. And he pushed through, you know, and we collected the first stories. Well, I collected the first stories that day. A pastor heard about what I was doing in Little Rock and wanted me to come to Little Rock in the Methodist Church to work with the gang members down there. I went there. A pastor in Africa, Mbu on Facebook, heard about what I was doing. So in less than a year, I collected enough content for our first artifact from here in the United States and Africa, and it was called Pieces of Me. And this is the second edition of Pieces of Me. And I called it an artifact because people told me it couldn't be done, especially as a business. You need to be a nonprofit. You know, you need to, because these kids aren't paying me. Nobody's paying for the publishing and stuff. You know what I mean? So you can't, Eric, it's impossible. But I've been told that all my life. You know what I mean? So long story short, we published that book, and then something else amazing happened when I gave it back to them and told them, hey, I'm going to show you how to sell this book, and I'm going to share the profits with you. Because see, Barnes & Noble's, Amazon, they take 55 to 60% of the profits when they sell in stores. You know, if I decided if I give them 40% of the profits, you know, I had no clue that what I was doing was empowering these kids to go from eating ramen noodle at night to Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know what I mean? I had no clue that I was stimulating the economy. I had no clue that crime was going to go down in South Kansas City because these kids aren't stealing car stereos and stuff. I had no clue that the murder rate was going to drop because they had somewhere safe to go. So that's what Writing for the Soul Workshop is. My challenge as a business owner is I'm not a businessman. You know what I mean? I took something that I loved, and now I'm trying to learn how to make it a business. I've had tremendous help along the way with Project New Beginnings. That was amazing. I've learned so much from my mentor, Alan. Taught me my bottom line. And I ain't trying to be emotional, y'all, but this is a miracle for me. It's a miracle. And if you don't believe me, then when you go to our website, this is the company website, but we also have a blog site as well. You can read all about miracles like our impact in Australia, where a young lady, Zaria, was about to commit suicide. Forgive me. but she heard about our program online and decided to write about what she was going through. And guess what? She's alive today. So Writing for the Soul workshop is not just empowering youth with the ability to use writing as therapy to get what's on the inside out, but it's also actually saving lives, okay? I just engaged sales 69 days ago. It took me 6.5 years of development. Development started with, when I first got started, when I graduated the fast track program through the Kauffman Foundation, I got a business license and all of that good stuff. And we published the first artifact, but after that, there was a demand for the program in Cambodia, Miami, California. I couldn't be everywhere at the same time. So I had to figure out how to develop a certification program to certify other people to do what I do. And that started with a psychologist in Joplin, Missouri, testing me to find out what made me tick and what made me do this, you know, all kind of testing and things like that. So development took quite a long time, and throughout development, I suffered pretty well. It cost me a marriage, cost me my credit, you know what I mean? But I came here to Fort Worth June 20th. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to break out nationally in Fort Worth or Dallas. And my first stop was here, and I met Hayden, and again, another life-changing. Hayden has shown me how to use what I got to make it. You know what I mean? Because I have no money to do anything like buy business cards, any of that stuff. So he pushed me to just do it. Just get out there and do it. So 69 days ago, I engaged sales. I had 4 affiliates signed up. Affiliates is what I call the kids once they sign up to sell the books to earn money. That month, I made $32.18. That was my profit. I just did payroll on the 5th, and we grossed $1,818.18. I bought home about $606. You know what I mean? And that wasn't me pushing sales 8 hours a day. That was me messing around, because there's still just some little bitty things I'm having to do to come all the way up out of development. And I've been in the schools lately. I'm in the Dallas ISD, so I've been going out to schools doing my workshop. I don't know why they call Lancaster, but I've been in Lancaster. And yes, ma'am. Time? All right. Whew. Whew. All right.
So, that's the fun part of doing this, is to keep it as concise as possible.
Yes. When I found out I only had to talk 7 minutes, I'm like, oh.
But that's really not the end of it. It's just the beginning.
Okay.
So that's a great start, and we appreciate your heartfelt start. That's awesome.
Okay.
So now we'll get into the question and answer part, where everybody will ask you questions, and you can elaborate more about your business, and we can go in that way and how we get you into business.
Okay.
The first question that we always ask from the 1 Million Cups community is, what are you hoping to happen today? What are you hoping to get out of this session with 1 Million Cups?
I'm hoping to get questions that's going to challenge me, that is going to push me to want to go back and dig into things that are going to make me better in business, and to understand what it is I'm supposed to be doing as a business owner. You know what I mean? Because I want to make money. And what I do, I can't do it without money. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to get some questions, even the questions that make me say, I don't know.
All right, nothing wrong with that. So on that note, let's start. Brad,
can you walk me through your cash flow model?
My cash flow model, I can try, okay? I can try, because
What do you sell? Books?
I sell books and ebooks.
Okay.
Books and ebooks, yes, sir.
What do they run at?
The ebooks run at $9.99. I've got one at $11.99, and the books run at $12.99, and there's one at $16.99.
What is your production?
The production cost for the ebook is 79 cents. The production cost for the book is $7.10.
Okay, so you've got about $5 gross margin on one and about $9 gross margin on the other.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
So how many books do you project you'll sell?
Based on I project that the first quarter of next year, and what I'm scaling in the schools on accident, and I really believe that during the first quarter of next year, I'm gonna do 7,000 books easy. I really do, because based on the fact that Burleson Elementary, for instance, just had me over there for anti-bullying rally. The principal and the lead counselor is so excited about the possibility of the kids submitting their stories to publish a book from Burleson Elementary that they can use as a fundraiser. With 800 kids, if only conservatively 400 kids say, "Hey, I want to sell these books as fundraisers to make some money because they're going to earn," then that's how I think I'm going to do it. That's how I think I'm going to do it.
Book that's in two different formats?
No, sir. I have 9 ebooks that are for sale now, and I have 3 in queue for release by December 12th, and then I've got 4 paperback that are in.
What's the tiers of each book? Are all of them tiered at the school level or city level?
Yes, sir.
Or do you include stories from all over the country?
Yes, sir. They include stories from all over the country, and one of the books that are in queue, I realized that this program was a viable component for men and women too. So I partnered with Texas Reentry Services here in Fort Worth to allow men and women on probation and parole to access. And we in less than 60 days, I generated enough content to publish the book in the ebook. So.
Okay, so one thing I want to put in, your margin's not $9 because you're pushing money back to those kids once they sell the books.
I thought he was talking about the gross, but yeah.
Gross margin, not commission.
Yeah, I'm pushing money back to the kids, but man, boy, Mr. Spinner, he really set me down and basically said, "Eric, you can do this, but you can't do that," because also a portion goes back to to the community partner. So the kids would make money at Burleson, but a portion would go back to Burleson Elementary too.
So you have a set price that is your price that you get out of it that covers your cost and your gross
Yes,
margin?
sir. I have about.
No, I'm sorry, not your $12 price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but there's the loaded margin that you got to have that lets your profit actually happen. Loaded margin means the profit that you keep no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you have a $10 book and it's $5 gross margin, your loaded gross margin might be $7, so you get $2 out of every book. Now the rest of it is available to be split among other people that want it.
Yes, sir.
Your loaded margin could be
Yes, sir.
2.5, it could be 4.5.
Yes, sir. I do. Yes, sir.
Whatever you've got to do.
Yes, sir.
You've got to have that loaded gross margin that is included. So in other words, you're one of the people that is the cost. Secondly, do you have any tiering? Does the book tiering? You understand the concept of first class in an airplane versus coach?
Yes, sir. I understand
That's
that concept.
tiering.
Okay.
Okay. In your business, are you tiering by city? In other words, on the front of the book, are you tiering by city? Are you tiering by year? Like this is the 2016 version. Next year will be the 2017 version, so that you've got a subscription model. Are you tiering by school, where the school's name is published on the front of it?
Yes, sir. On the back of it.
And then are you tiering by the best of, where you take the best stories in each one and build a new book that's the compilation
That is awesome.
book
That is
goes
awesome.
nationwide?
That is awesome. I will. I will. That is awesome. And just real quick, no, because I just engaged sales a little over 60 days ago, but like the book in Burleson, for instance, yes, I will.
What does engaged sales mean?
I just started sales, just
Okay.
launched
Okay.
sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a question over there.
Okay.
Can you walk me through just a little bit of the distribution and the sales side? So how do you find the customer? How do you get the book to them? What's that process?
Okay. Well, I went through, man, that's that's how I made my mistakes in the past trying to get going. I thought I needed inventory. I thought I needed to go out and buy books and have them on hand and all of this stuff. Man, Create Space has made my life so easy today. They do the manufacturing, they do the distribution and everything. And I fought Alan on this because I'm like, well, I want him to buy direct from me. You know, it's like, well, Eric, okay, are you going to spend time to package these books and ship them, all of this stuff? And when I looked at, like recently with these book orders, how easy it was to, I get it, like the people can buy from our Facebook page on our company's Facebook page, for instance. They go and make the purchase. Facebook sends me an email, say, hey, you just sold some books. I go to that and place the order with Create Space, which is Amazon, and then I'm done. And the money is in my PayPal account, you know. And as far as marketing those, that's where I feel like I need a help with, because my way of doing things lately, other than the affiliates program, training the kids how to use their Facebook and Twitter and Instagram to market to their network. It's the same model that I use, you know, with posting. I just recently engaged Buffer where I can, you know, do it and I don't have to be there, that kind of thing. He was.
When you go to, say, Burleson, do they pay you to present?
They didn't at first until I got there, and the principal and Miss Johnson, which is the principal, and the lead counselor was like, "Are you registered as a vendor? You know, we want you back. Are you registered? You need to do this all over, you know." So they gave me the link and everywhere to go. I have applied. The fact that I have a criminal history because I haven't hurt kids and I ain't stole money, stuff like that is, and so it's coming. It's coming. But I have to be registered as a vendor.
There's another stream of income for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Eric, I'm going to take a look at your presentation only right now.
Okay.
I know your business model, I know it really well. On your presentation, as you can tell by the questions that are coming at you right now, you were not prepared for these questions.
I was not.
All right, but to kind of help you out here a little bit, you spent an awful lot of time in your backstory. Your backstory is a good story.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but you need to start toning down your backstory a little bit, get a little bit more concise with it.
This was a tremendous learning experience for me. Yeah, very, very tremendous learning experience.
Just on your presentation alone is take a look at your audience. Where are you in front of your screen? Where are you in front of your board? And things like this. This will help your presentation better. I think your second time around in here is going to be far better because you'll be able to address more of the questions that you have, because in your presentation for 7 minutes, you barely even touched it.
I think in my next presentation, I will address a whole bunch of these questions. Yes, ma'am.
So I had the opportunity yesterday to actually look at your webpage and do a little research, and I have to tell you, it was very hard maneuvering through your webpage. I had a very hard time understanding what your affiliate program was. You list on there that you have best-selling books or best-selling series. That's the exact word. However, there's no indication anywhere which books they are. I also noticed that every page you click on, it opens multiple pages, like individual pages, right? So when you click on, let's say the blog, it's going to open up actually another page. When you click on something else, it opens another page. And it got to be very hard.
Tab or?
Yeah,
Another tab.
Every tab, and there's like multiple. At some point, I had like 20 tabs open,
And
I couldn't follow along.
this is a problem that I'm well aware of. But here's the thing. I designed that. That's not my lane, you know what I mean? So again, I'm having to use what I got so that I can get the revenue coming in to go to Iron Egg downstairs and say, fellas, I'm ready. You know what I mean? So what I've done is just put the content there,
So,
you know?
and it's noticeable that it's just the content. So
Okay.
as a person that was coming and looking, I got very confused, and I'll tell you because of the pricing. So I see that you have books, and then I got to another page, and there was like something called shop, and then you have people who can pay $4,000 and $549, and when I started clicking on it, and you have one specifically from Prime America, I could not understand the correlation of that program that you have people come in to how it benefited your company. So I looked at it and I could read her whole story, but and you know, you have a comment on the top that says, we met so-and-so, we were so excited to meet her, see how she has benefited from our program or how she's helping us benefit from, and I didn't see any of that benefit. I think it was hard for me as a person to kind of, I get what you're doing and I love children and I love education, but it was very hard as a person who wanted to know more about your business to kind of connect, because it was almost very much all over.
Yeah, again, it's a problem that I'm well aware of. But again, you know, with no startup, I'm doing the best that I can. And as revenue comes in, you know what I mean, you will see a totally, because I got it all up here. And when I can bring in the people that know how to take it from here and to put it there.
So can I ask you, you're not a 501c3?
No, ma'am.
You chose not to be 501c to get grants or anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Of that nature? Have you thought about like kind of like the, what they call it, social funding?
Like crowdfunding, like Kickstarter or something like that?
There's an organization called socialfund.org.
And they do kind of sponsorships for people who have programs
They're
like
videoing
this.
this, you don't have to run it back.
Okay.
Go back and look at the video.
Okay.
Get your secretary back.
So there's something called socialfund.org, and I don't know if you know this entrepreneur called Kareem Abunaga. He's like one of these like entrepreneurs out there. He does something sort of similar, but not exactly with the books. And it's called practicemakesperfect.org. And one of the things that he had like recommended was that if you are kind of start a business and you're looking for that funding, but you don't want to be a 501c3 because of the tax implications involved, to consider kind of a social sponsor. And they have something called socialfund.org where these people fund into your programs, and you can almost do it under their tax exemptions, so that it avoids you having initially at the onset to go through all of that paperwork and heavy lifting.
That's really good. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a quick note on that. I don't know if this is new information to anyone at all, but I was on a conference call with a lawyer last night who told me about a type of company that is a Texas social benefit corporation. Does anybody know about this? It's
No.
like a different, it's an S corp, but instead of being only for profit, another one of your goals is to benefit society. in some way.
B Corp.
B Corp.
B
B Corps?
It's just an idea I wanted to throw out there because it seems like he might benefit.
I heard a little bit about that at a United Way presentation here in Tarrant County, and this is the second time I'm hearing about it, so maybe I need to look into it.
Eric, I really commend you for really getting it started. I have a lot of clients say, you know, I do it when it's perfect, but nothing ever perfect. So for your website and then for your social media and whatnot, I want you to go to SCORE. They have a mentor. They will not charge you a single dime, like the SBDC, the organization out there who give you help. And we are funded by taxpayers, so that doesn't cost to you. So the lady over there, her name is Catherine Pinar, and she is a social media and online marketing guru.
Okay.
And you have to make an appointment and sit down with her so she can help you.
I will. Thank you, Ms.
That's
Tran.
out there, and come talk to me afterward also.
Thank you so much.
You're not fully ready for it yet, but one model you should look to possibly add to your whole repertoire is you're going to have some of these kids that have written entire complete books.
It's happening right now.
Right, that have no idea what the hell to do.
It's happening right now.
Walk through the journey. There may be some sort of play on your business where you become the publisher for your
It's
kids.
happening right now. This kid in South Carolina, he's like pleading with me to help him to publish this book, and I read it, and it is good, you know. But I know what he needs, and I need the funding to give him what he needs.
Do you have the contracts available to retain the rights for these stories?
That's a really, really good question, and I do. When they register, and it's all out there, but I don't take all of the rights, the sole rights. I let the participants retain their rights. I just get the right to publish and distribute.
Respectfully, consider that to be something that you can put into your social model, that you can write a contract that's beneficial to your person that's doing it, that still allows you to retain the rights,
Rights.
and be
Mhm.
able to make decisions about it.
Mhm.
For
Mhm.
instance, you want to retain the movie rights, you want to retain
Wow.
the TV rights,
Wow.
you want to retain these other rights, not necessarily for your benefit, but on behalf of the people that you're working for,
Mhm.
so that you can make deals off of this stuff and have
Wow.
a revenue stream for your company.
Mhm.
Screaming for basically ideas
Mhm.
on something new.
Yeah.
And you've got
That's good.
a living stream that can benefit these people.
That's
And
good.
it doesn't mean you hold their rights in perpetuity for
Mhm.
everything. It just means that you have the ability to use that to leverage your platform to make it better for more people.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Eric, I mean, nobody in this room is a lawyer, so
Mhm.
apparently sooner or later you need to talk with a small business lawyer. And of course, I know right now we cannot afford that, but there's free help out there.
Mhm.
So there's we contact with a lawyer that do a legal forum for free
Okay.
every month. So it's come over to
I'm
get
gonna
that.
interject on that one simply because you're a member of IdeaWorks.
Uh-huh.
So since you're a member of IdeaWorks, Sean Buckley is on our board.
Mhm.
Go ahead, you can make a request through Ed Reef Install for him to sit down and talk to you.
Okay.
That would be
That Ms. Tran, that's the second time that's been said to me this morning. So again, that's confirmation that that is something too that I really need to.
Outside of IdeaWorks, what's your board look like? I know you and I talked about it a little bit.
Mhm.
I know IdeaWorks is giving you a lot of stuff, but who is your go-to team?
Stephanie Coleman, my fiance in Little Rock, Arkansas. She's an accountant. One of her clients is like the second largest Baptist church in Little Rock. You know, and she's really helpful when it comes to helping me to she tells me no. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Very helpful. My brother, Pastor Corey Foreman, again in Arkansas, reality checks. You know what I mean? And then
Any business mentors on your team?
man, Mr. Spiner, Takia, oh yeah, and a couple of more, and then I'm in recovery, so you know I've got a really big support system. No secrets in my life that keep me sick, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I do. And then I got people like, even though Hayden just moved, Miss Sherry, even though Hayden just moved over to Tech Fort Worth, his door is still open to me, you know, to go over and get the help that I need.
So let's wrap up on revenue streams.
Okay.
And the danger of revenue streams is a chance for recovery to fail. Okay.
Mhm.
So you may need some checks and balances in it, like your Beyonce stuff, but you've got the revenue stream from sale of books, the revenue stream from sale of rights of the books and the stories to Hollywood or to TV networks.
Mhm.
The sale of your time in front of organizations.
Mhm.
The subscription model where you've got a 2016, 2017, 2018
Mhm.
book, a top level book, which could actually be on the bestsellers list and go through traditional selling channels, which cherry picks the best stories, aggregates them, and puts them out for annual short
That's really
story
good.
book.
That's really
the
good.
best of Pieces of Me from 2016, the best
Mhm.
of Pieces of Me from 2017.
Mhm.
You've got the potential for third-party selling, where it was subscription selling. In other words, it goes
Mhm.
to schools where they don't sell it for $16; they sell it for $20. Keep the
Mhm.
extra gross margin
Mhm.
that comes out of that, plus the profit that you were already giving them. You can let them set the price,
Mhm.
and then now mom and dad want to buy the book that the kid's story is in.
Mhm.
And
And grandma.
and
Mhm.
they're gonna buy the five. They're gonna buy the 5 books so they can give it out to all their kids gotten published.
Mhm.
So these are all revenue streams that need a model around them. So
Mhm.
how many do I need to sell? How many do I need to do? What is the gross margin if we do that? What is the cost of actually producing that
Mhm.
product? How can we produce that product more cheaply? Maybe by using the volunteer staffs in the schools or whatever. And you've already got your publication model down. Using those numbers as your cost of goods sold, what does it actually look like to be able to produce? That lets you know what your blended load factor needs to be for yourself for you to be able to continue going in this direction.
And you guys can definitely hook up
Yeah.
after this
Right
is over
on.
and take
Right
that
on.
offline. So I got to turn it over to Takia for the last one because we're out of time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. Hey, thank you, everybody.
She's gonna, she's got one more question for you.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll give you the coveted cup, but ultimately, what can we as the Fort Worth business community do for you?
Have me back.
Okay.
Let me come back in 6 months.
Well,
And
then I'll challenge that. Have your butt in a seat every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock.
I accept your challenge. Because halfway through this, I realized you really should have been coming here. Because because I work right. My little cubicle is like right next door. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is so important. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. But I'm gonna make this a priority.
Good deal. Well, thank you again for being
Thank you.
here.
And then you also get the coveted 1 million.
And I've been waiting for this too.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you guys.